the Mediterranean is tense once again. Over 50 vessels, carrying hundreds of activists and aid workers, including Greta Thunberg, sailed toward Gaza, facing explosions, drones overhead, and communications blackouts. A humanitarian mission now caught in a high-stakes showdown at sea, testing international law, security, and conscience. Organisers of the Global Sumud Flotilla say their vessels came under attack in the early hours of September 24th as they sailed near Greece en route to Gaza. According to the flotilla's statement, several boats reported explosions, objects being dropped from above, drones circling overhead, and communications jamming. According to Al Jazeera, the incident took place around 50 kilometres south of Crete, in international waters. The flotilla, made up of more than 50 boats carrying over 500 activists and aid workers, is attempting to breach Israel's long-standing naval blockade of Gaza to deliver humanitarian supplies. Among those on board are politicians from European opposition parties, human rights campaigners, and prominent activists such as Swedish climate campaigner Greta Thunberg. The organisers characterised the overnight attack as a psychological operation designed to intimidate them.
We are witnessing these psychological operations firsthand right now, but we will not be intimidated. These tactics will not deter us from our mission to deliver aid to Gaza and break the illegal siege.
Footage shared by participants appeared to show flashes of light in the sky followed by loud explosions. Greta Thunberg, who is among the passengers, told Reuters in a video interview that the intimidation facing the flotilla is nothing compared with what Palestinians endure daily.
We have drones flying above us every night, but for Palestinians, especially in Gaza, those drones are dropping bombs constantly. So this mission is about Gaza. This mission is not about us. No risks that we could take could even come close to the risks that Palestinians are facing every day, especially the journalists and those who are trying to report from the ground, who are every day risking their lives just to communicate the reality.
Greek media reported that passengers requested assistance from the Greek Coast Guard. A source told the Athens Macedonian news agency that a Portuguese vessel from the European Union's border force, Frontex, was dispatched but found no evidence of material damage. The attack, however, left flotilla organisers convinced that it was an escalation in efforts to stop their voyage. They accused Israel of being behind the drone operations, although there has been no official confirmation. Italy, whose citizens are among those participating, has reacted strongly. Defence Minister Guido Crosetto confirmed he had ordered an Italian Navy frigate to move towards the flotilla in case assistance was required.
The vessel is already en route to the area for possible rescue operations. In a democracy, demonstrations and forms of protest must also be protected when they are carried out in accordance with international law and without resorting to violence.
Foreign Minister Antonio Tajani also weighed in, calling on Israel to guarantee the safety of Italian citizens. His office reiterated that Italy regards the Israeli naval blockade as lawful, but urged restraint in how the situation is handled.
We call on Israel to remain in compliance with international law and the principle of absolute caution when dealing with those on board.
Israel's government has not publicly confirmed any involvement in the September 24th incident, but it has repeatedly made clear that the flotilla will not be allowed to reach Gaza. On September 22nd, the Foreign Ministry accused organisers of being linked to Hamas and offered an alternative for aid delivery.
Israel will not allow vessels to enter an active combat zone and will not allow the breach of a lawful naval blockade. Israel urges the participants not to break the law and to accept Israel's proposal for a peaceful transfer of any aid they might have.
That proposal involved unloading the aid in the Israeli port of Ashkelon, from where supplies could be inspected and transferred into Gaza. Organisers, however, have rejected the offer, insisting their mission is to challenge the blockade itself. For Israel, the stakes are equally clear. Officials insist the blockade is both legal and necessary to prevent weapons reaching Hamas, which launched the October 7, 2023, attacks that killed around 1,200 people in southern Israel and saw more than 250 others taken hostage. The latest incident takes place against the backdrop of worsening humanitarian conditions in Gaza. Earlier this month, experts from the UN-backed Integrated Food Security Phase Classification confirmed that famine exists in Gaza City and warned that it could spread to central and southern areas within weeks. Gaza's health ministry has said at least 440 people, including 162 children, have already died due to malnutrition since the famine declaration. The UN has repeatedly called on Israel to allow large-scale humanitarian relief. As the occupying power, it says Israel has a legal obligation to ensure adequate supplies of food and medicine reach the enclave. Israel, however, disputes both the famine findings and the health ministry's death toll. It also strongly rejects allegations, most recently made by a UN Commission of Inquiry, that its campaign amounts to genocide. Today, the Global Sumud Flotilla sails with more than 50 vessels and a multinational coalition of activists determined to test Israel's resolve again. Its organisers say the overnight attack is proof of a campaign of intimidation designed to stop them. Whether the flotilla succeeds or not remains to be seen. But its journey is already intensifying diplomatic tensions, drawing in European governments and placing Israel under greater scrutiny at a time when Gaza's humanitarian crisis deepens. For activists like Greta Thunberg, the goal is simple: to shine a spotlight on Gaza's suffering and confront the international community with a question of conscience. For Israel, it is a matter of security, sovereignty, and survival. And for governments like Italy's, it is a balancing act between protecting citizens abroad and navigating a fraught geopolitical conflict. As the flotilla presses on, the Mediterranean has once again become a stage for one of the world's most combustible disputes, where aid, politics and warfare collide on open waters.